What's happening, everybody? What's going down? Great morning to you. Coaching Beyond with Coach Sagasta, and this is No Sugar in My Coffee. And yo, it's time to get started. I appreciate you guys for being on the brand new platform. I thank you guys for being on. Definitely Periscope. I appreciate you guys for being on YouTube. Always. Facebook, always. I appreciate you guys for being on. It's a great morning, man. It's definitely a great morning. So I'm gonna give it for everybody on the new platform, Periscope, YouTube. I'm gonna give Facebook an extra minute, exactly 1 minute to go to warm up. I don't know what it is, but it's much different than Periscope and live. It's Facebook is definitely gonna get that. I believe in 2017 it'll get to that point where it has more of a quicker reaction time, to get engaged with folks. So let's go ahead and get this started, man. Okay, let's go ahead and get this started. I know there's people going off to work and everything, and I definitely wish you the best today in your day of work. Where you're from. I appreciate you guys so much for being on. So my name is Coach Frank Sagasta, and this is Coaching Beyond. This is No Sugar in My Coffee, and so I appreciate you guys for being on, most definitely. Yesterday was a wonderful day, man. Yesterday was a wonderful day, and we're gonna get into that here shortly. But I gotta remind you, man, you got exactly 23 days, and this year will be absolutely over. And so you gotta ask yourself exactly, what am I doing? What am I doing this moment? If you have 23 days, that's 552 hours to start putting in work. You know what I'm saying? And so you've seen the title. The title is I Have a Dream. And so we're going to get into that here shortly. So stick around. Don't go nowhere. We're about to get into that right now. But first, we got to get into the proverb. As always, we have to get into the proverb and keep going. So listen closely. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But we're going to go ahead and get into the proverb today, okay? Because today is the 8th, which means you have 23 days of this month, and it's totally over. You have 39 days until Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. Okay, so I mean, you've seen the title, I Have a Dream, and I'm gonna just eloquently just deliver something for you. So don't go nowhere. Let's go ahead and go into this. This is kind of lengthy, so I want you definitely to pay close attention to what is being said right here. Pay close attention. Are you hearing me? All right, so here we go. It says in verse 5, "O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye an understanding heart. Herefore I will speak of excellent things, and I will open my lips, shall be righteous things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness shall be an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are the righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. They are all plain to them that have understanding, and right to them that find knowledge." I'm going to reiterate on that verse right there. I want you to pay close attention. As I explain to you each and every single morning, the greatest form of communication is listening. So I want you to definitely take this into heart right here. Take this into heart. There's two verses I want you to definitely engage in today when you go about your day. As I always promise you, I say, make the most of your day. Make the rest of your day the best of your day. Make the most of your day vibrant. Make the most of your day positive. Make the most of your day respect and love. Be a blessing to get a blessing. But here it is right here. He says, "Oh, ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart." But now listen to this verse right here. It says, "They are all plain to him that understand, and the right to them that find knowledge." But I'm going to back up one more, because here's the most important verse that I like. And it says in verse 8 of chapter 8 of Proverbs, okay, because it's the 8th month, the 8th day of this month. Check this out. It says, "All the words of thy mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that hath understanding, and right to them that find knowledge." Ooh, that right there, boy, that right there is hot. Why? Because it's wisdom, man. It's Thursday. I hope you're thirsty, because here's Thirsty Thursday. Thirsty Thursday, Coach Sagasta delivering. It's Thirsty Thursday, so I ask you, what I'm saying? How thirsty can you be? I have a dream. If your dream is to climb Mount Everest, now's the moment. You got 23 days You have 23 days to stay committed at climbing Mount Everest. And no, I'm not talking about the physical form of Mount Everest. I'm talking about the estate within. Mount Everest within. Until you absolutely know exactly that goal, that dream that you have inside you, that you want to release and share with the world, then that's where it's at, my friend. You have to distinguish that right there. And it says it right here. It says right here. It says, for thy mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. Hold up. All the words of thy mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. Are you hearing me? Hello? Are you hearing me? Like, there's nothing perverse in them. Like when I made my prayer in 2015, I said I wanted to reverse, I wanted to transform my former way of speaking. I didn't go to school to learn how to speak. I didn't go to school to learn how to read. I did it on my own. Nobody spoon-fed me. I found Mount Everest and I started climbing it. I practiced and exercised every single day. Why? Because I want it that bad. Why? Because I have a dream. Why? Because a dream is merely nothing. It is merely an idea if you don't apply action to it, my friend. And so you look at those individuals that got to the mountain of Everest. They had a dream. Dr. Martin Luther King, as I deliberately delivered to you right now, UPS, what can Brown do for you, right? I delivered to you right now, your front door of your subconscious and conscious mind, the reasoning and memory, this moment, the 4 elements of your mind. I just delivered right now. Are you ready? Have you been training yourself right now? Have you been training to climb Mount Everest, your dream? I don't know what it is. Only you do. But you have to ask yourself because, I've talked to people all around the world, and yes, it was a fine example. I spoke to an individual yesterday that had no dream. Actually, I take that back. I lied. I spoke to 2 individuals. One in the mid-afternoon and one in the late evening. And why I share this with you? Because you know what? They've yet to do what my sister Stacey A. Cross said. They've yet to figure out right there. I always have her by my side. You know what I'm saying? I always have her by my side, and every single morning I put her on and we go roll and we roll together. You know what I'm saying? Why I share that with you right now is because it's important. If you're climbing Mount Everest, if you decide to climb Mount Everest today, it starts within. The mountain within. Your dream. Nobody ever gets to the top of the mountain by sitting back and doing nothing. So I told you there was 2 individuals that I spoke to yesterday. I will never distinguish the name because that's not right. But nonetheless, they have lost hope. As the proverb says, as the Bible says, as King Solomon distinguishedly delivered to me, and I delivered to you, and it's free of charge. He said, where there is no vision, there is no hope. You know what? There's nothing, man. If you have no vision, the people perish. Where there's no vision, the people perish, and that's a fact. And as you know, as you have heard in history, and you'll hear it from my mouth right now, this moment, December 8th, 2016, with only 23 days, that's 552 hours, that it's time to start applying the vision. Because, a vision, my friend, can become a dream if there's applied action. Practice every single day for what you want. You get what I'm saying? And so, but you know what? It all boils down to right here too, because everything can definitely come into perspective. Everything can take its place when you have the mouth and when you have the consistency with what you want, and when you say it. Like I extinguished to people. I said, say it. I told a girl yesterday, one of my former students, I told her, say it. I want to be a famous actress, and I'm gonna work for 3 years hard at it. I said, you're a freshman. You have 3 strong years you're 3 strong years. You're at home. You can focus. Get your butt up early and start grinding. And she looked at me surprised, like if I stepped on her toes, and I was honest. I always give you guys, I give you all sincerity of the heart. From Coach's mouth, you hear it all the time. Because it's reality, my friend. It's reality. You have to apply action every single day. You have to apply action every single day to what you want. And here's a prime candidate. Yesterday, I took Periscope, you weren't with me. Live, you weren't with me. YouTube, you weren't with me. Facebook was with me yesterday. But I went to speak to a man, a multimillionaire, a businessman. 36 minutes of his time was donated to me. An absolute, a nobody in his eyes, but a somebody when I left that building. You know why? Because I was able to penetrate the heart. Praise God Almighty for that ability. But he gave me something worthy. He gave me a token of appreciation to welcome me back into his house again. Now, the reason why I share that is because in all of our time of communicating and sharing with some of his secrets with me, the biggest secret, the thing I took away the most is his ambition. I shared it with Facebook yesterday when I left the casino. When I left the casino, a man that started from absolutely nothing, from being a farm boy with holes in his shoes and holes in his pocket. I think of the Cabin Boy. If you've never read that story, I suggest you read it or listen to it if you're an audio listener. But I suggest you get engaged, because that's exactly what it took me back to that book. And it also took me back to my wife's grandfather of 91 years old who lived during the Pearl Harbor days. And that's exactly what we spoke about. And Mr. Laughlin, Don Laughlin himself, told me that if it wasn't for his heart of a lion, his desire, his passion to not live in a state of mind, in a state of heart, in a state like that, physical form, to climb the great things, he did it with no education. He dropped out in the 6th grade. Are you hearing me? How many books did he read, Coach? How many books did he read, Coach? How many seminars did he attend, Coach? Yeah. How many lives has he impacted? More than I can count on my hand. How many times does he give to his community? More than I can count on my hand. How many people does he employ each and every single day and throughout the year? More than I can count on my hand. Are you hearing me? So when you say, I don't have nothing, Coach, I don't have a dream, I have no hope, I lost my sight, then you better get at me, because I'm about to point you in the right direction. You're about to be reproved today. And if it's not me, you better find somebody in your circle that can definitely reprove you and point you in the right direction. Otherwise, you're going to go aimlessly in life. Aimlessly. Nowhere. Stay at the toe of the mountain, because the top is for the greats. I'm just saying, like you got to know your purpose in life. You absolutely have to know your purpose in life. And if you do not know your purpose in life, then my friend, I share with you right now that it's time to get engaged and find the right crowd, to surround yourself with some information, to surround yourself with people that can definitely guide you and direct you into the right path that you need to be in. As I told this young girl, I said, listen, you want to study business? I said, text me, hit me up, and I'll give you information that will point you in the right direction. I know people in my circle that are great and phenomenal businessmen. But I ultimately told her, I said, look, if that man right there could build 2 casinos, build an empire for himself, have an airport, an international airport, aside from that, have different buildings within our community that he owns and property around the world, and a farm where he raises his own cattle and his own slaughterhouse with 0 education. If he can do it, you can do it, I told her. I said, but get at me, because I'll point you in the right direction. I know an individual that goes around the country, around the world, teaching financial education, business. His name is Robert Kiyosaki, for those that don't know. And no, I'm not being paid by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, but I will definitely shoot him a great shout out. Why? Because he employed some great knowledge, and me and my kids and my family have engulfed him, just employed it into our life. I told you I've never been to school to learn how to speak. I did not go to the Toasters or any of that. I did not finish college. But I made a choice. I made a promise unto God that I was going to spend the rest of my life. I told Mark Menard yesterday, I made a promise unto God that I was going to definitely engage myself in being a learner, influence, mentor, and coach the rest of my life and be the best at it every single day. Why? Because God gave me the breath of inspiration. I jumped out of the bed with enthusiasm. I get to the bathroom and wash my face or take a shower with determination and brush my teeth with optimism. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Are you hearing me? So, yo, it's your day. It's your day to climb the mountain, my friend. The mountain within. It's time to find your purpose in life today. You have 23 days, 552 hours. It is time, my friend, to start taking the place of where you want to be. And you know, now, my friend, you got to know now why you're climbing that mountain. You get what I'm saying? So your case in point, yo, if you were putting bulletins on what I just spoke, it better be what's your purpose in life, and it better be know your why you're climbing that mountain. Are you hearing me? Those are your two bulletins. If you want to know anything, yo, because right here in the proverb itself, it already spoke very clear about your mouth and your actions and your tenacity and your character of everything. Because I promise you, climbing a mountain of like Mount Everest in physical form takes absolute top-notch character. You don't see people of a malice nature climbing Mount Everest. Why? Because they don't make it. They break. But people with great character, they climb. I asked my wife this morning, I said, babe, let me ask you, babe. I said, if I decided to climb Mount Everest, what would you tell me? She said, babe, I wouldn't understand. That's exactly what she said. She said that only because her husband has climbed different mountains within my community, within my surrounding, within the Nevada hills and mountains, and within the Arizona mountains. I've climbed different mountains. I've taken voyages with different parties behind me as the leader. I've taken people in the mountains, 6,000, 7,000 elevation. No, that's not that high. When you look at peaks that are 24,000 and 58,000, no, it's not that high, but it's high enough to where I can definitely say, you know what? I was able to look and see what the great creator created. It gave me a great sense of leadership. It gave me a great bond. It gave me a great sense of perseverance. You know what I'm saying? So I share this with you that you understand. When I got to the mountain, when I got to the peak of that mountain, I accomplished something. And so each and every single day, it's like the words on my back. It's like the words on my shirt. It's continuous improvement. People don't get to the top of Mount Everest by just showing up in a helicopter and climbing up there. No, it's maximizing your potential every single day. So look, I appreciate you guys for being on all 4 platforms. Praise God. Yo, I appreciate you guys. Mark Menard, you know I appreciate you, brother. Many of you guys on Periscope, thank you guys so much for tuning on. Yo, Live Me, I appreciate you guys. And YouTube, always appreciate you guys at YouTube, man. YouTube definitely has taken it up a different level. And of course, you know, Mark Zuckerberg and the engineers of Facebook, nothing but love and appreciation for what you guys do. Because if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for the creators of these apps, if it wasn't for the creators and the engineers that make all this possible, you would not know me. Are you hearing me? And I don't hear enough thanks by people around the world for their honor, for their ability and privilege to be on these platforms. So thank you for tuning in. I thank you so much for your time, for listening. As I say, the best form of communication is listening. So I thank you guys so much. Go climb your mountain today. Definitely start practicing. You have 23 days, 552 hours. It's time to start working towards it. So I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to connecting. And hey, make the rest of your day the best of your day. It's Thursday, man. I hope you were thirsty. I hope you got your quench, and I hope you keep going forward, okay? I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great day. Be phenomenal. Be phenomenal. I'm out.